Thanks again for joining us on PM Magazine at the Bonsu Winter Carnival here in Sioux, Canada. We're joined by Dave Patton. He's from Fairfax, Virginia. How are you doing, Dave? And he just won the 151 to 175 pound arm wrestling championship here at the Bonsu Winter Carnival, and we understand that it was a very grueling event.
That's right. In fact, we noticed, Dave, that during that really intense match that they had to ultimately strap your hands together. Can you tell us why they had to do that, the officials?
Yes, me and the competitor I was wrestling have basically the same style. So it's a top roll style. It's when both people try to bend the other person's wrist back. When that happens, a lot of times the hands will turn to the side, and it's very difficult to maintain a grip. So when we slipped out twice, they have a device called a strap, and they wrap around both wrists, so the hands cannot slip anymore.
Okay. Were you nervous at all? I noticed that before they finally strapped you, it looked like your competitor was winning. Did that make you nervous at all, or
No,
was it
that's just the way it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of matches where I've been right here, but it's just to go and get a better grip on the person or something, and then you can come back.
Dave, that was outstanding. Winner of 24 World Championships, and I understand you won all the classes here last year at the Bonsu Arms Wrestling. More competition coming up for you later. Good luck. When you shake my hand, don't hurt me. Thank you, Dave. Good luck to you. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, Dave. Thanks.
And in our next story on PM Magazine, in today's world, we hear the news about big events minutes after they happen. So why does London need an old world town crier?
Well, that's because the town crier is a tourist site worth seeing, as our John Huffman found out on a recent visit to London.
Oyez! 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 Diana, Princess of Wales, has been delivered of a son at St. Mary's Hospital, Paddington. We wish mother and son Godspeed. God save the Queen!
He is as outdated as a suit of armor, but there he is, Peter Moore, official town crier of London, announcer of official information to all the world within sound of his booming voice. But in this modern age of TV and radio, Peter actually spends most of his time as a greeter, chatting with visitors to London and pointing out little-known bits of tourism trivia.
And Admiral Nelson is actually reviewing his fleet, because he's not looking this way, he's looking that way. How are you?
The first town crier was hired to tell England of the outcome of the Battle of Hastings. Peter's job allows him to rub elbows with royalty. He knows the kings of Spain, Norway, and Holland, has met the Pope, and is a regular feature at many events involving Queen Elizabeth and her family.
Sighting! Lovely. There you are.
But above all, what does it take to be a town crier? Well, a happy disposition and a big mouth.
You've got to have a lot of fun. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to believe in your country. Dr. Johnson said, when a man is tired of London, he is tired of life, for in London is all that life can afford. I eat, sleep, and really believe that. But in order to get attention, one has to go, "Oyez! Oyez! Oyez!" which is the French bastardization of hear ye, hear ye. You know, you're very lucky nowadays. You have television cameras and you have radio, but of course, last century there were no such things for only people like me, so of course, one has to have a loud voice. Oyez! 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 From London, England, here, outside the Mother of Parliament, I bring greetings to the viewers of PM Magazine. God save the Queen!
Now let's see what we have for you tomorrow night on PM Magazine.
Bill Cosby's tiniest TV daughter is as adorable off-screen as on. Tomorrow on PM Magazine, hear about her trip to California.
That sign that said Hollywood.
Mechanical sharks.
Mechanical sharks can bite you.
And being a TV star.
Then, Jack LaLanne has been a household word since 1951. Watch America's Fitness King celebrate his 70th birthday by pulling 70 boatloads of friends.
And when the Ohio Zoo built a gorilla playground, their domesticated apes didn't know how to use it. Watch them get a lesson in monkeying around.
We're out of time. We certainly hope you enjoyed all these fun events tonight here at the Bonsu Carnival.
And tomorrow night, we'll be showing you the exhilarating polar bear swim here at Bonsu. We'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.
The most interesting things you'll ever see. Keep coming your way. PM Magazine. PM Magazine.
Bill Cosby's tiniest TV daughter is as adorable off-screen as on. Tonight on PM Magazine, hear about her trip to California.
That sign that said Hollywood.
Mechanical sharks.
Mechanical sharks can bite you.
And being a TV star.
Then, Jack LaLanne has been a household word since 1951. Watch America's Fitness King celebrate his 70th birthday by pulling 70 boatloads of friends.
And when this Ohio zoo built a gorilla playground, their domesticated apes didn't know how to use it. Watch them get a lesson in monkeying around.
Good evening and welcome to the Thursday night edition of PM Magazine. I'm Kathy Grumbala.
And I'm Rob Hazelton. Thanks for joining us tonight on Ontario Winter Carnival Bonsu. We're continuing our stay here in the Canada area, enjoying over 100 events here for the Bonsu Carnival. Tonight, we're at the Polar Bear Swim. Now, we've got about 200 people participating in this, and some people tell me that the air temperature is actually colder than the water, but I'm not going to be the first one to try that out and see if that's true.
We're going to be showing you some of these swimmers, and they actually are going to attempt to go into this water in these frigid temperatures throughout the show tonight. But in our first story this evening, Bill Cosby scored big with The Cosby Show, and it's now one of the top 10 TV programs of the year. And Bill wanted the show to be about a real family facing real family situations. So he cast a very real little girl in the role of the youngest family member. Her name is Keisha Knight Pulliam.
Now, Keisha is a little girl who acts, talks, and looks like a little girl, of course, and that's a refreshing relief from the precocious TV tots that act more grown-up than the adults that they star with. Well, we're going to have a candid conversation right now with Keisha, and here's our PM Magazine Ray Murray.
Thank heaven for little girls. For little girls get bigger every day.
Do you know that people all over the country know who you are? How many people do you think that is?
100 people.
Thank heaven for little girls. They grow up in the most delightful way.
I bet it's millions of people.
About 500.
Thank heaven for them all, no matter where, no matter who. Without them, what would little boys do?
I'll bet it's millions.
I bet it's tons and 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 tons of people.
You're famous, aren't you?
Yeah, very.
Tons and tons of people do see this adorable face every week. This is 5-year-old Keisha Knight Pulliam, better known as Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Acting is practically second nature to Keisha. She's been in the biz nearly all her life. At 8 months, she started with Johnson's Baby Powder, which led to more work in New York, and eventually a Del Monte corn commercial in California chock full of memories.
That was my best commercial, because that's the first time I went out to California.
Well, what was California like?
It was like mountains, a lot of mountains. And that sign that said Hollywood.
Did you see that sign?
Yeah.
It's pretty, huh?
Yeah, you know what else?
What?
I went on the tour with Johnson, that mechanical shark. Do you know mechanical sharks can bite you?
By the time she was 4, Keisha had done some 200 print ads and commercials, most of which were produced in New York. She lives outside the city in northern New Jersey with her family, and now she travels with her mother every week via limousine to NBC for The Cosby Show.
How did you get your job on The Cosby Show?
I went to interview for it, and they took me.
She must have went on about 4 auditions here in New York before she got a final call to go to California, but still it wasn't, definite whether she had gotten a part. She still had to audition once she got out in California.
Although the part of Rudy called for a 6-year-old, Keisha was offered the job at age 4. The Cosby Show is her first TV series. She has a 5-day work week and a total of 26 scripts to learn for the television season.
Why do I have to stay on the couch?
Couch? Couch? This is not a couch.
Yes, it is.
This is a super-duper get-well island, you see.
How does she memorize her lines?
She and Mr. Cosby had a little game going that if she didn't say her lines, he would tell her, okay, I know your lines, So that really encouraged her. And from then on, you know, she really wanted to know her lines so that he wouldn't have to say her lines for her. And she waits for the chance for him to forget something so she could say his lines, you know. So it's a lot of fun.
Work on The Cosby Show is, for the most part, fun for Keisha. And her TV dad, Bill Cosby, helps create that fun amid the long hours and necessary discipline. Keisha explains.
Tape days when they're very long.
They're very long.
Because we have 2 shows. And we have to do it over and over sometimes. Then they want to do retapes from the other tape, the other show. And then they want us to go to school. Then we have to go, then they know we want to get home. But they won't let us go home. So we just go home anyway.
Well, there's probably a little more give and take than that, but still, Keisha's in a grown-up business making grown-up money. And when the cameras roll, she has to perform like a grown-up. It's a simple fact in the life of a child star.
My husband and I both say that if it ever came to a time where she says, Mom, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore, then that would be it. You know, she wouldn't have to do it. But, you know, as far as now, to her, it's just fun.
Meanwhile, Keisha's way too busy being 5 to worry about any hardship. And anyway, isn't that the way it should be?
The members of The Cosby Show cast and crew work hard to keep Keisha happy.
They try to organize the shootings around her schedule to give Keisha time for naps and schoolwork and make it really family-like. In fact, she even calls Bill Cosby Daddy.
And coming up next on PM Magazine, more from the Polar Bear Swim here at Bonsu, and a happy 70th birthday to Jacqueline Lane. But is this any way to celebrate?